We're talking best off-season pickups here. This right here, Jalen Brunson, is Chris' best off-season pickup. Explain, man. Explain to the people.
I know. Everyone always says the Knicks need like a superstar point guard
Mm-hmm.
and a point guard in general, right? So I feel like
Yeah.
at this point, this is probably one of the first times the Knicks have really had like more of a floor general. I feel like Jalen Brunson can play that role. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like he wasn't able to play that role in Dallas because Luka was so ball dominant. So I feel like he has the chance to do that in New York. You know, he has the abilities to run the tempo, slow the game down. You know what I'm saying? Get players in their spots. I said in one of our earlier episodes, I said I feel like he'll get Julius Randle easier shots. He
Mm.
get other players easier shots. They don't
Mm.
have to be so ball dominant. They don't have to be in so many isolated situations. So I just feel like this is going to be really, really big for the Knicks. I feel like Jalen Brunson got to put display his talents when Luca went down
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
this year.
definitely did.
He played pretty special. So I feel like
Yeah.
the Knicks. I feel
Think
like
they
the
got
Knicks
one.
gotta go on. Yeah, I think they definitely
You
got
should.
one.
You gonna add on that, Henny?
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. He explained it perfectly. I couldn't do it any better myself, but I will do better myself. I think this pickup, this pickup is great, man. I really wanted the ball out of Julius' hands, or I wanted him traded.
Mm-hmm.
You got a point guard that will take the ball out of his hands
Mm-hmm.
and put Julius in the right spot. That's it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully,
Hopefully,
hopefully he
yeah,
does
yeah,
get traded.
hopefully.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's
Hopefully.
cool that that Jalen Brunson is one of the league leaders in at efficiency at the rim, and he's only 6'1".
Mm,
You know what I mean?
Right.
I see.
I know they talking about Donovan Mitchell going to New York, might be playing with Jalen Brunson. I don't know. I don't know how that
I
defense
hope
gonna
they stay
look.
away from that. Yeah, I hope they stay away
I
from
don't know
that.
how that defense gonna look, but yeah. All right, let's get that
Top bottom in the NBA. Top bottom in the NBA.
top bottom.
Yeah.
Top bottom.
Yep.
All right, so
Top bottom.
so this is Henny's. This is your best off season pickup. That's spicy.
Okay. So why I picked PJ Tucker is simply because he is the most effective player on the court who doesn't score not one basket. That 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 is beautiful to me. As a player, I play like him, so that's why I picked him. We play the same game, so whatever. Yeah, he doesn't have to work on offense to be effective,
Right.
right? And he still does. He sits in the corner and he spaces the floor at the four. You know what that's going to do for Embiid? You already see what it did for James Harden
Oh, and Houston.
in Houston.
Mm.
PJ Tucker brings a lot without even scoring. He plays defense.
Right.
He can guard all positions. Somebody going to score 30. It's going to be the hardest 30 you ever had in your life.
Yeah, I feel
When
like in the
PJ's guarding
playoffs,
you.
that that's really gonna help the 76ers in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
stretching the floor a little bit for Joel. Okay, Joel's he's a great passer. You know what I mean? He's a willing
Right.
passer. I would say he's a willing passer. Right, Chris?
Right.
Yeah. I agree with Hetty. I really like this pickup by the Sixers. You know, looking at even when Tucker was in the NBA Finals against Phoenix, the job he did on Devin Booker some of those games. You know, he made it as tough as possible. You know, they got a gritty dude over there now in Philly. Again, he spaces the floor. He knocks down those corner threes. He's not afraid to get in somebody's grill.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You need that tough veteran presence on your team
Right.
that's willing to go out there. He's gonna guard your best defenders. He's gonna get in their face. He's gonna make it tough, man. He's gonna make it tough. So
Listen,
I love the pickup by Philly. I love it.
I would
Right.
be crazy if we don't bring up the Jimmy Butler tweet or the Jimmy Butler comment. Jimmy Butler was in that ass, boy. He said, "Yo, Joel Embiid, I'm
he was
bringing you in
clowning.
there
He
too."
was clowning. I don't think he was
Yeah.
serious.
Nah, but it's going. Listen, at the end of the Miami Heat Philadelphia Sixers playoffs, he was like, "Y'all picked Tobias over me, Tobias Harris over me," and now they just got
Yeah.
his man's PJ Tucker, who helped them get deep, one game away from the finals.
Jimmy Butler's fueled, man.
He's a competitor,
Yeah,
bro.
good.
I think the rivalry is tough now. That's a real rivalry. It's you know what I mean, bubbling. Miami and Philly.
A lot of people aren't really realizing like PJ impact. Like he was almost went to the finals when he was in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
One game.
Went to the finals with the Bucks.
1 game away.
Went to the finals with the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And won. And then he was 1 game away from the NBA Finals again. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
that boy, player. As my boy Showtime Tone would say, that boy impact winning.
All right, man. This is my off season. My best off season pickup got to be this guy right here, man. I feel like what he's gonna bring to the squad, to the Celtics, is gonna be stability, playmaking, great shooting, because he could shoot. He's not just a spot up shooter. He can shoot off the dribble as well, right?
Yeah.
And he's somebody that can settle the offense down. Like, this is what we're gonna do. We don't need to be doing all these other crazy stuff, a la Marcus Smart turning the ball over 3 times, 2 times, and getting ripped by Drew Holiday. That's probably not gonna happen with Brogdon. Not saying that Marcus Smart's not a good point guard, but Brogdon is more of a true point guard than he is. You know what I mean? What y'all think? I'm tripping?
Yeah. Nah, so I definitely agree with that, man. You definitely saw the Celtics struggle down the stretch against Golden State with putting the ball in Tatum and Brown's hands to force them to get to the paint and make decisions, which was difficult for them. They're both 2 prolific scorers in the NBA, and asking them to play make was probably a little too much, and they had to do a little too much. So bringing Brogdon over relieves them from having to make those decisions and having those high turnover rates. So I think this is definitely a huge pickup for Boston. Huge pickup.
I mean, it's one thing too. I heard Draymond Green saying, like, when they realized they could beat the Celtics was when they just realized they couldn't go left. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna just shade your right hand, you can't go left. Every time you go left, you start dribbling off your feet. Like, Brogdon is not gonna have those issues.
Right. They forced them to the paint.
Right.
And they were forced to make decisions, and they continually made bad decisions once they got into the paint. You're jumping off, you're not making jump shots, you're making passes in the air. That's a recipe for disaster.
Disaster.